I think every communicator thinks at some point or another, maybe I should start my own business. It's a dream for some of us. But, beyond that dream and that idea, what are some of the serious considerations you really need to take before you, quit your job and start a business?
Sure. Starting a communications and marketing business is really no different than any other business initially. I think you have to figure out, do I have a passion for being an entrepreneur? Do I really want to be a lead person of a business where I need to bring in a variety of skill sets? Not only do you need to be that communications and marketing person, but you also need to be that accounting person. You need to be that human management person. You need to be that business development and marketing person. You need a variety of skill sets, and do you want to explore all those skill sets? If you are more of a person who likes just doing marketing and communications, then frankly, those other elements might be a challenge for you. So I think that's the first thing you need to do, is to figure out, do you have the passion to be an entrepreneur?
And then, so beyond that, say you want to start a business, and every other kind of consultant's out there. How would you decide, well, should I do this kind or that kind? Do you just do what you like to do best, or what people seem to think you're really good at?
Yeah, I think you want to do what you do best, for sure, that passion. But, you have to be a hardcore business person. You have to figure out, how can I differentiate myself? In marketing communications, we use this unique value proposition. Well, that's a fancy way of saying, what do I do that's different or better or more targeted than a lot of other people out there? And that needs to go into your skill set and your passion. So you need to figure out that, and then look at the market out there. Is there a market for what I'm offering? Is there enough there to drive a business? And can you efficiently deliver it? I chose to focus on associations and nonprofits, giving the whole array of services to associations and nonprofits. I have a lot of experience and expertise in that arena, but I wanted to make it a one-stop shop. So medium to smaller associations and nonprofits can just go to us for all their marketing and communications needs.
So you're getting ready to start your business, and you're thinking about, getting your first clients. I think that's got to be a huge stumbling block for a lot of people, and maybe the thing that keeps them from starting a business in the first place. Sure. Do you have any ideas for, kind of getting out there and grabbing those first clients? Do you start with people you know?
Sure, I think you have to have some fundamentals in place. I think I really think you need to have an online presence, and we can talk a little bit more about that. I think before you start approaching people about business development, you need to be able to drive them to a professional-looking website and an online presence. I'd love to talk a little bit more about that. But as far as business development, there's nothing like networking and getting to know people and talking to them about what you can offer them and getting them to know you as a person, as a business person, and as a service provider. I think sometimes we're a little over-reliant on electronic communication nowadays, and I'm as much into the digital world as anyone, but I think, sometimes we forget the best way to interact with people and get them sold on you as a partner is to get to know them and talk to them in a one-on-one setting and tell them about how you can help them and help them achieve their business objectives.
Any other last tips for us?
Yeah, I think for me, PR and communications and marketing people, I think, are ideally suited for being entrepreneurs.
Oh, yeah, why is that?
Well, I think they're very people-oriented, and I think you need to have that willingness and ability to connect with people to be a service provider.
Right.
I know some great accountants and some great lawyers who've gone on their own. They're really good at what they do,
right,
but they're not really good at business development or other professions. I will not go there. But I think that's we're uniquely qualified in that arena. I think some of the challenges is sometimes we're not as business oriented as we can be.
Right.
So I would encourage all PR and communications people to give it a really good thought. The other element, I think, sort of the business climate has really changed.
Yeah.
I think the employment community, the private sector and the association and nonprofit sector has gotten really lean over the last few years. And they've staffed down, let's be honest. And so the point there is the work hasn't gone away. And most have gone to an outsourcing environment, and they're content to be very careful about how they dole out that work because they're being more cost efficient, which is great. But that gives an opportunity to smaller service providers, whether they're independents or smaller agencies, that I think maybe didn't exist before. The big agencies are always going to do well, and they're thriving, and they do great work. But I think there's a growing and smaller niche for independents and smaller agencies. I think that wasn't there as much as like 3 or 4 years ago, frankly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, good luck to you in Crystal Communications, and thank you so much for sharing your tips with us. And maybe it'll inspire some other people to take the leap.
Thank you, Mary.